This might be the worst case of procrastination I've ever had in my life, and honestly, I thought college was bad. But after a year, I have been editing this video. I lost some of the footage, and I finally got it back. I cleared my computer. So, presenting the one and only. Here is the vacation legs workout. This is going to be a super accessible workout where you can use something like ball bangles. That's the key feature here. I'm going to be connecting them so that way you can actually use them in different ways. Normally they are for ankle weights, but we're going to use it as if it's one continuous loop. The goal, of course, is as you're traveling or even working out from the comfort of your home, using the tools that you may have or getting to do some effective things. So we're going to get started here with our warm up. So this is just going to be about 5 minutes of just straight movement, doing some general things. You can follow along with what I'm doing, or if you think of some on your own, by all means.
Desde que nos vimos, pienso en cómo nos comimos, hey. Después dividimos cada cual por su camino. En la alfombra aún están las manchas de vino. ¿Dónde está ese totito que lleva tiempo perdido? Si te digo que me gusta, que estás buena, no lo tomes por cumplido. Es que yo soy un bellaco, es que yo soy un atrevido. Ey. Y hace tiempo que quiero chingar contigo. A mí te voy a dar hasta que te duela la popola como acabo. Tranquilita, tú siempre te robas el show. Una perversa, si se ponen cuatro, algo el chico. Son mami, dime
All right, so we're just about halfway done with our warm-up. Honestly, make sure you stick through this because this is going to be super vital for making sure that your body feels good, that those movements aren't too much on you, and it helps with your recovery in the long run as well. We're in our final move of the warm-up, so we're just gonna do our leg taps here. What I'm gonna do is also post this separately, just this warm-up, so that way you can always come back to this before any of my workouts or any that you may be doing on your own. So from here, we're gonna get into our actual movements for the leg workout. So get ready, hope you're feeling good. We're gonna kick it off in just a few moments. All right, here we go. We're gonna get ready to work in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do this. First move on the roster is going to be our band squats. So we're going to do 3 sets of these. And what I want you to do is focus on keeping those legs in place. As you're coming down, the goal is to bring your hips almost towards the back, but not folding them under. And I know that sounds weird, but when you're standing, I want you to think as if you're almost tucking your belly button in, but then you're pushing everything down and your booty is going out towards the back corner. So again, you're thinking right behind you. That might make it sound like it's to the side. Really just pushing down and coming right back up. A key thing here is using that core. That's going to help you to stay completely in. And you'll see it a little better here. So really making sure you're bringing it out and then back in. As you do that as well, the legs are really staying in place. So the only thing that's actually moving is going to be the curve of the hip. Final set here. I'm a big believer in doing the workout one time and moving on. So I don't like doing, I guess, circuit training, so to say, where you keep repeating the exact same thing over and over. I find it personally annoying. So I love the idea of knocking it out 3 times. As usual, I have about 12 times of each movement within each set. So 12 reps, 3 sets. And what that does when you calculate it out, that's about 36. It gets the burn in, you get the efficiency of the movement, and then you don't have to suffer through it again. Sometimes there are moves I really do love, but to keep the consistency and just to get that full breath of a workout, I only stick to the 3 to 12. New move here, so we're going to do our lunge pulses, and what that looks like is having your right leg right behind you, so it's not too far behind, but the left leg is going to stay in place. So similar to that squat, you're focusing on pressing the hips back. You're trying not to completely fold the torso over, but then with that as well, I'm trying to balance with just one hand. You can keep both on your hips. If you want to have both of them away from the hips as well, that is an option, but you want to make sure that everything is centered. So you're really pulling into that core here, and it's working into the hamstrings, a little bit into the calf, and then with having the ankle weights on as well, it's giving you a little bit of grounding. All right, so that was set 1 on the right side. We're going to switch it over to the left foot now. So same thing, it's coming straight back. We have that band, it's staying cornered in place so the legs and the knees aren't getting wobbly or wonky. Find your balance, and then again, you have the option of hands on the hips, hands down, single arm, both arms, whatever works for you, but making sure that you're staying within the middle. So notice that my knees aren't turning out, they're staying straight. And as you do that, everything is staying right in the center. Coming into set 2, I'm just showing you what it looks like from the side. But again, as you're doing that press down, notice that my toes are pointed up. So I don't have my heel on the ground. And that's the entire point. I want you to keep it raised, keep it elevated. And that's going to help to work into that calf a little bit more. But it's also going to really get into that hamstring on both legs. So this one is going to work both, but you're isolating the movement into one. So we have a new move here. We're going to go into our single leg kickback. Now, I don't know the formal name, but what I do know is it's almost like a RDL, but you're bringing that leg over and up instead of it staying on the ground. So that's where I'm like kickback is more appropriate. Now, I added the option here of using the band or the bala bangles on your arms. With the weighted option, it just adds a little bit more intensity and it makes you have to work into that core to stay balanced. If you use the regular band that doesn't have the weight, then it's just going to be something to have your arms in place. So, whatever feels most comfortable. As we're finishing up our kickbacks, we're going to go into our alternating marches. Now, these are going to require you to pull into your core. You're going to stand up straight, and you can have the arms overhead or in front of you. We're going to just go leg by leg and alternate. And as you do that, you're going to go gently up and down, feeling it through your core and making sure that you're pulling in and you're not moving your hips around too much. So, the most movement you see is me going left to right. But even with that, you can slow it down a little bit more so that way you're a little bit more stable. For this next move, we're going to do our toe tap interlude. This is just a quick little transition, kind of similar to the marches we just did, but this time we're keeping the same leg and we're just going up and down. We're not switching legs. So as you do that, same idea, pull the core. Arms can be overhead if you want to progress this. Otherwise, you're able to just keep them right in front of you or on your hips to help with some balance. We're going to switch legs here. So same exact thing, just going to the left side, just tapping it up. We just got a few counts. Make sure again you're keeping everything still and that'll help you really feel the move. All right, we're finishing our taps to go into our curtsy lunges. We got about 3 minutes here and we're going to do 3 sets with 12 in each. That's going to be on each leg. So think about it like 24, but it is going to be starting on this left side with the left foot in front, right foot going to the diagonal. If you want to progress this, reach a little bit further back with that right toe, but still make sure that you're keeping your form. You're not trying to curve too far over with that back. You want to try to keep it straight. And then with the arms, you can either keep them right at that center level, you can have them open, or you can put them overhead, but that's going to make it the most challenging. We're switching over to our right side now, so same idea, right foot in front, left goes back. For the other 2 sets, it's going to be the same thing, so we're just doing left, right, left, right, left, right. All right, entering our last set of this portion. So, once again, making sure maybe try to go even further than before. If you want to add a pulse to this, you can, but I would just stick to the basics. Make sure this feels really good and maybe hold it down a little bit longer and then take that elongated stretch back up. Next move of this series is going to be our side lunges. So we're starting off with the right leg that we're pressing into. The left one is going to stay straight. Now I am going to switch angles with this move, but we are going to go back and forth, right, left, right, left. We got those multi-sets as well. With this one, I want you to really think of feeling it in your glutes, a little bit in the hamstrings and the quads. Your toe should be in line with your kneecap when you press down. Any further, and you're doing it a little wrong. So I want you to think of that being a 90-degree angle and just keeping it really straight. Your torso is also staying straight and lifted towards the ground, but your head is pointing upwards. All right, from here, we're going to go into our banded squats. We have a quick little break as we get this set up. What these are going to allow us to do, though, is have a little bit more control when it comes to getting into the squat motion, aligning our full body, and keeping everything straight while adding a little bit of resistance as well, which helps when it comes to toning and growing those glutes. Now, if you want to progress this, we're going to turn this into a banded RDL. Now, as you can see, my hands are going lower. I'm gripping a little bit lower on the band as well since it is so long, but this is going to require where we're pulling up and then going back down. So you can see I'm slightly hinged over, and as I go all the way up, I straighten, and coming back down, I'm not moving my legs, I'm not bending a little further, I'm really making sure I'm just curving over with my torso. Now, again, this is a progression, so if it feels like too much, just go back to those squats and we can keep it there. All right, final move, we have our leg presses. And to set this up, you want to make sure that the band is right in the sole of your foot. That's going to be what you're pressing into. And to get that full range of motion, we're going to have our arms across the diagonal. So they're going to be pulling the upper part of the band, your foot's going to be guiding the lower part. And as you do this, you're really going to feel it in that quad and the glutes a little bit. You're pressing with that foot, so that's really going to work that entire leg. As you have the arms overhead, make sure you're not sinking or curving. Shoulders are back, so you're trying to keep them flat. And then as we do this, we're going to finish off one side and then go immediately to the other side, and that's our movements. We got our final 5 here. Give it all you got as we go 4, only 3 more. You got this. 2, we're feeling it, it's burning. But look, we only have to feel that for 1 more. And we are done. Friends, amazing, amazing job with this. I'm so proud of y'all. Let me know if you like this style of video. Again, this was recorded over a year ago and it needs to just be cleared out my computer. So I'm constantly improving the quality of the content and what I'm putting out. Always looking for suggestions. What would help you as you're getting well and really getting into your journey with your physical wellness, fitness, and so much more. I love y'all. Take care. And until next time, stay well.